Chosen one, stop scrolling. Heaven has paused your entire timeline for this exact moment. You are not here by accident, your steps have been ordered. The Spirit of God is interrupting your ordinary day to whisper something extraordinary. Your divine surprise has already been released. It has left heaven's storehouse and is now traveling through the unseen realm toward your life. You may not see it yet, but heaven has already written your name on the package. Listen carefully. Chosen one. You have been wondering why lately your heart has felt restless, why certain doors suddenly closed, and why people began to distance themselves. It is because the old atmosphere could not host the new glory. God had to clear the stage before unveiling his surprise. What felt like rejection was actually divine redirection. You were not being pushed away, you were being positioned. There are moments when heaven must interrupt your schedule to align you with destiny. This is one of them. The Father says, I am not delaying anymore. Every prayer you whispered in tears has been gathered like incense before his throne. Every lonely night where you said, God, did you forget me? He heard you. He was not ignoring you. He was preparing the platform for your miracle to be undeniable. Chosen one. Pay attention. The presence you feel right now is confirmation. The divine surprise is not coming to you, it is already in motion. Things are shifting behind the scenes. People you've never met are being stirred to remember your name, to speak your favor, to open doors you didn't even know existed. This is not luck. This is divine orchestration. You may say, but I don't see anything changing. That's because heaven always moves in silence before it moves in sight. The seed must break underground before the sprout reaches the light. God is saying, trust me in the hidden stage. What he is doing in secret will soon be shouted on rooftops. As the atmosphere changes around you, remember this: every interruption from God is an invitation to transformation. He interrupts not to destroy your rhythm, but to shift your direction. You are not being punished, you are being promoted. When the divine surprise arrives, it will confirm every promise he ever whispered to you in darkness. Heaven's surprise is not just material, it is emotional healing, spiritual clarity, and divine elevation. You are stepping into a season where you will finally feel what peace truly means. The weariness that clung to your soul will lift like morning fog. The anxiety that used to wake you at night will dissolve in the presence of divine certainty. We are reminded through the writings of David in the Psalms, chapter 23, verse 4. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. That is the word of the Lord to your spirit. You are not alone in the valley. You are being escorted out of it. The rod of his protection and the staff of his guidance are surrounding you even now. The surprise is not random. It is the reward for surviving the valley without letting go of faith. Chosen one, this is your call to respond. Do not let this divine interruption pass without acknowledgement. Heaven recognizes faith, not passivity. If this message resonates deep within you, it's because your spirit already knew it was coming. Lift your heart, lift your voice, and declare, I receive my divine surprise. Now pause and breathe. Feel the shift. The atmosphere around you is pregnant with purpose. Angels are aligning circumstances, people, and timing on your behalf. What you feared was the end of a chapter is actually the turning of a page. Heaven is writing your next paragraph in gold ink. Before you scroll away, seal this moment. Like this message, share it with another chosen one who needs to hear it, and subscribe to stay within this divine flow. Comment below with the number 777, the number of heavenly completion, as your prophetic act of agreement. When you do, you are not just typing digits, you are echoing heaven's amen to your own miracle. Chosen one, the revelation deepens. You begin to understand that the surprise that has arrived is not a sudden twist of fate, but a thread woven into your story since before time began. You were marked for this moment long before you knew how to pray for it. Heaven's design did not begin with your tears, it began with God's intention. Every breath you have taken was synchronized with a divine plan written in light. You must realize that you were never a coincidence. From the beginning, your spirit was whispered into existence with purpose. There were blueprints drawn in eternity that carried your name, and on those sacred scrolls, this very season was written. The Father knew the precise hour you would step into awareness, when the seed of His promise would sprout in your soul. You are walking inside a prophecy that has been waiting for you to mature. You see, many people chase blessings, but the chosen are pursued by them. The surprise that has come to you now was not earned. It was destined. You could not have missed it, even if you tried, because heaven's timing is flawless. What you call a miracle is simply divine order manifesting at the appointed time. Think of your past for a moment, all the broken places, the tears, the rejections that made you question your worth. None of those were wasted. They were chisels shaping you into the vessel capable of carrying the weight of this surprise. The delay was divine protection. If the gift had come too soon, it might have crushed you. But now, forged through endurance, you are strong enough to receive it. Chosen one, your journey was not about punishment but preparation. The divine fingerprints are visible on every closed door, every disappointment, every detour. God was never late. He was building capacity in you. It is only now, when your heart beats in rhythm with His will, that He says, "Release it." The angels that accompany your destiny have been waiting for this signal. Do you feel it? The spiritual air around you has shifted. What once felt heavy now carries a sacred weight, a sign that manifestation is near. You are standing on the threshold of fulfillment, and heaven is whispering, "Step forward." You no longer need to strive or plead, you only need to receive. The prophet once spoke of such moments, those divine intersections where promise meets readiness. Heaven and earth align, and destiny bursts open like dawn after endless night. You are in that moment now. The waiting was never wasted. The silence was never empty. Every unanswered prayer was collecting interest in heaven's account. And today, it begins to pay in full. As you look back, you will see the pattern, how every thread of pain led you exactly here. That's the beauty of divine mathematics. Nothing is lost. Everything is redeemed. The betrayal that broke you actually positioned you for blessing. The detour you despised became the doorway to destiny. You may not have understood the equation, but heaven always knew the sum would equal glory. Now the Spirit says, do not apologize for your anointing. You have paid the price of isolation, misunderstanding, and endurance. You have walked through wilderness seasons where you felt unseen and uncelebrated, yet you did not let go. That faith has become the key that unlocks the treasure set aside for you. You are standing inside prophecy. Chosen one. This surprise is not about material abundance alone, it's about restoration of identity. God is returning to you what life tried to steal: your confidence, your peace, your holy boldness. You will no longer walk as the wounded one, but as the crowned one. You are the living evidence that divine promises do not expire, they mature. Heaven speaks clearly through the words in Deuteronomy chapter 8, verse 18. But remember the Lord your God, for it is He who gives you the ability to produce wealth, and so confirms His covenant, which He swore to your ancestors as it is today. That scripture echoes through your soul because this is covenant fulfillment. God is not randomly blessing you. He is confirming a promise made generations ago. You are walking in ancestral prayers, stepping on the soil of answered petitions whispered by those who came before you. The wealth, favor, and restoration flowing toward you now are divine evidence that His word cannot return void. So take a deep breath and stand still in awe. You are standing on holy ground, the intersection of prophecy and presence. The same hand that carved mountains and painted galaxies is now reaching toward you, saying, "Here it is." The surprise is sacred. Treat it as such. Handle it with gratitude and with reverence and with humility. This is not the end of your waiting. It is the beginning of your reigning. You will not only receive the blessing, you will carry the mantle that comes with it. For every tear you shed, there will be joy multiplied. For every loss, restoration beyond measure. The divine narrative that began before your birth continues to unfold, and you, chosen one, are its radiant centerpiece. Chosen one. Now you begin to see the mystery behind every delay. You once called it waiting, but heaven called it weaving. Every postponed prayer, every not yet, was not a denial, it was design. The surprise that now unfolds in your life required divine precision. The threads had to align, the people had to mature, your heart had to grow. What you called stagnation was actually synchronization. When God writes a story, He doesn't rush the ink. Every pause carries purpose. The waiting seasons shaped you into someone who could sustain what is now arriving. If the blessing had come in your immaturity, it would have become a burden. But now, every scar testifies that you are ready to reign. Chosen one, understand this truth: the divine operates outside your clock. Heaven's timing isn't measured by seconds, but by surrender. When your spirit finally aligned with His will, the gates began to open. You had to outgrow impatience, learn the rhythm of trust, and let faith become your heartbeat. That's why the silence felt so long. He was refining your hearing so you could recognize His voice when He finally said, "Now." Every tear watered the soil of your promise. Every unanswered question carved space in your soul for understanding. The delay trained your discernment. You began to recognize what was distraction and what was destiny. That's why some relationships faded. They were never meant to see this chapter of your glory. You've outgrown the rooms where you once begged to be seen. Heaven hid you because exposure too early would have ruined the surprise. You are not behind schedule. Beloved, you are right on time. The delay was never to punish but to prepare. Even the detours you hated were divine corridors leading to purpose. Sometimes God hides the destination so that faith can become the map. When you could no longer see, you learned to feel His direction. That was the point. The apostle reminds us in his letter to the Romans, chapter 8, verse 28. And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him, who have been called according to His purpose. This verse isn't just comfort, it's confirmation. All things are working together right now. The betrayals, the breakdowns, the delays, each one is a divine ingredient in your destiny's recipe. The flavor of glory only comes from slow cooking under pressure. And you, chosen one, are now the finished dish heaven is ready to serve before nations. Do not despise the slow seasons. They are sacred classrooms where character is built, not punished. The oil that now drips from your spirit was crushed in those moments when you wanted to quit but didn't. That's why this surprise is permanent. It's not a temporary gift, it's a divine endorsement. Heaven doesn't reward comfort, it rewards consistency. You stayed faithful when you could have walked away. And that faith has become the fragrance that attracts favor. Even now, angels move around you, orchestrating connections and opportunities that seemed impossible just months ago. What once resisted you will now recognize you. The atmosphere has received new instructions. Make way for the chosen one. You feel it, don't you? That holy trembling inside your chest, it's not fear, it's fulfillment. Your spirit knows the divine surprise is not future tense, it's present. The waiting has flipped into arrival. God never forgot about you. He was aligning the earth to agree with heaven's decree. So now, take a moment to look back without bitterness. Every delay was a disguised doorway. The moments that hurt you were actually hands that pushed you closer to purpose. What others called failure, heaven called formation. You were being sculpted into someone whose obedience would terrify darkness. Chosen one, your heartache became holy ground. Your patience has been seen and rewarded. The season of delay ends not with noise but with revelation. God was working when you saw nothing. The surprise you are stepping into now is proof that silence was not absence. It was architecture. Now, as your heart receives this truth, seal it with a simple act of agreement. Comment below these words, "I trust God." When you type those 3 words, you're not typing out of habit. You're declaring that you finally understand. You're telling heaven, "I recognize the process." You're telling your past, "You no longer own me." And you're telling your future, "I'm ready." Every letter you write becomes a prophetic signature of surrender. Let this be your turning point. No more rushing divine timing. No more questioning what was always meant for you. From this moment, you walk in rhythm with heaven's pulse. You will not chase blessings. Blessings will locate you. You will not panic in silence. You will rest in knowing. The God who began your story is faithful to finish it. The delay has served its purpose. The waiting room has become your birthing room. The time of hiddenness has expired and manifestation has begun. So breathe. Chosen one, the design has worked. The delay was never your enemy. It was your midwife. Chosen one, the realm of the unseen is alive tonight. While you rest, heaven is not resting. Angels are moving in obedience to divine instruction, carrying your name like a sealed letter across dimensions. You cannot see it with your eyes, but the spirit world is humming with motion. Every messenger of light has received coordinates pointing to your destiny. The command has been given. Deliver the surprise. The angelic dispatch has been released. This is not a metaphor, it is movement. God has sent forth His word, and His word never travels alone. Every promise is escorted by the hosts of heaven. You may have felt isolated, but even in solitude you were surrounded. The silence you mistook for absence was actually the stillness before deployment. Chosen one. Think of how long heaven has been preparing for this hour. The angels that once guarded your childhood, that pulled you from accidents you never even noticed, have not retired. They have been stationed for this very season. You are entering a time when unseen forces will become undeniable. Divine intervention will start appearing as coincidences, but you will know better. It is the movement of the invisible in your favor. Do not underestimate what a single word from heaven can do. The Father speaks once, and entire armies of light respond. What men call delays are often moments when heaven is organizing what your human mind could never manage. You are not waiting for the supernatural, it is waiting for your awareness. The moment your faith aligns with God's decree, angels accelerate. This is what is happening right now. Heaven has heard the readiness in your heart. Your obedience has become the signal flare that summoned divine messengers. They are repositioning people, shifting opportunities, and removing barriers. The surprise is no longer distant. It is being hand-delivered. The atmosphere is pregnant with fulfillment. The prophet Daniel experienced this very principle. When he prayed, the answer was released instantly, but opposition in the spirit delayed its arrival. Likewise, your prayers have been heard, and your answer has been dispatched. Even now, heaven is breaking through interference, ensuring that what belongs to you cannot be stolen. The Spirit spoke through the prophet Jeremiah, chapter 1, verse 12. Then the Lord said to me, "You have seen well, for I am watching over my word to perform it." God himself is watching over the very words he has spoken concerning you. The dispatch has not been left unattended. The commander of hosts personally ensures that the promise arrives intact. The angels are not moving out of sentiment, they move under covenant. They do not respond to emotion, but to divine decree. Chosen one. That is why your worship matters. Every time you chose to praise instead of panic, it reinforced heaven's movement. Worship is alignment. When your spirit harmonizes with heaven's frequency, angels gain clearance to act. The Father's eyes roam the earth, seeking hearts that resonate with faith. And when he finds one yours, he releases the order, "Go." This is why you have felt strange shifts in your environment lately. Some people suddenly lose access to you. Others are unexpectedly drawn near. Circumstances rearrange without explanation. It is not chaos. It is choreography. The angelic dispatch is adjusting your surroundings so the surprise can land without contamination. Understand this deeply. Not everyone can witness your delivery. Some are being gently removed because they would mishandle your miracle. Others are being summoned because they are carriers of confirmation. Trust this reordering. Heaven knows what it's doing. In days ahead, divine alignments will unfold with effortless grace. What once required force will now flow. You will find yourself at the right place, at the right time, with the right people, because angels have gone before you. They have already spoken your name into rooms where you've never been. They have whispered your story into hearts that will favor you without understanding why. Do not attempt to control this process. Your task is surrender. Their task is execution. The divine mail carriers of heaven are efficient. They never lose what has been assigned. Even if the enemy attempts interference, divine authority overrides his schemes. The word of God is self-fulfilling. It cannot be lost in transit. Soon, you will begin to see signs, subtle confirmations that the dispatch has landed. Conversations aligning perfectly with prayers you've never spoken aloud. Opportunities that find you instead of you finding them. That is heaven's signature, written across the fabric of your days. Chosen one, stand still and watch the unfolding. The angelic couriers are on schedule. The Father's timeline cannot be delayed, nor can his message be intercepted. The surprise has left heaven's hands and is en route to yours. You do not have to chase it, simply stay in position. The unseen has begun to take shape. The invisible messengers of God are completing their assignments even now. The divine dispatch is not coming. It has already been released. All that remains is your recognition. Breathe. Beloved, heaven is nearer than you think. Chosen one, when storms rise, it is not always a sign of destruction. Often it is confirmation that heaven's delivery is near. The winds that have shaken your life are not random, they are messengers clearing the path. You have wondered why everything around you feels unstable, why the familiar has become foreign, why peace seems to fluctuate like waves on the sea. But this is what happens when divine transition meets earthly resistance. The storm is not here to drown you. It is here to reveal what can float. The foundations that were never rooted in God are breaking apart so that only the eternal can remain. Do not misinterpret the turbulence. The shaking is not punishment, it is prophecy in motion. You see, Lightning only strikes where heaven's focus is intense. And the intensity you feel right now is not chaos, it is concentration. The storm you're in is the final movement before revelation. God is showing you that not even the wind can move what he has anchored. We are reminded through the writings of David in the Psalms, chapter 46, verse 1. God is our refuge and strength, an ever-present help in trouble. That promise is your shelter, even when the world tilts. Your footing remains sure because your foundation is not built on sand, it is built on sovereignty. Every wave that tried to sink you only baptized you deeper into faith. Chosen one, remember this: storms are heaven's delivery trucks. They arrive noisy, uninvited, and overwhelming, but they never leave empty-handed. They always drop off what they were carrying, so when the winds howl and the rain beats against your spirit, whisper to yourself, my package is near. This storm is your confirmation, not your cancellation. God allows the wind so that you'll release control. When you can no longer steer the boat, you finally let him captain it. Every crashing wave is a divine reminder that you were never meant to navigate without him. And yet, even amid the storm, heaven is tender. God never leaves his chosen ones without refuge. He builds invisible shelters through people, through words, through small acts of grace. Maybe you've felt those shelters lately, someone checking on you unexpectedly, a stranger speaking hope, a message that arrived at the exact moment you wanted to give up. Those aren't coincidences, they're lifelines from heaven, reminding you that you are seen. Like a lighthouse piercing the fog, these moments guide you home. And beloved, as this message reaches your heart, let it also be a lighthouse for someone else. When you you aren't just reacting, you are shining the beam farther, allowing others lost in their own storms to find safety. When you share, you are building bridges of light, helping heaven's messages reach new shores. And when you subscribe, you anchor yourself to the flow of daily encouragement, ensuring that the storms of life never silence the divine voice calling you onward. Some of you feel led to sow into this light not out of obligation, but out of resonance. Like planting a seed into fertile ground, every act of generosity multiplies back as peace, clarity, and blessing. When you donate, you are not giving to a person, you are partnering with purpose. You are watering the very soil that has nourished your spirit tonight. Every wave you survive deserves witness. The story of your endurance might be the umbrella someone else needs tomorrow. So when you share, comment, or contribute, you are becoming a vessel of divine compassion. You're saying, if I made it through my storm, so can you. Chosen one, look again at the wind, it's shifting. What was once violent is beginning to calm. The clouds that once frightened you are breaking open with light. That glow you see in the distance isn't a new storm, it's sunrise. You are standing on the edge of revelation. The storm has done its job, it purified the air around your destiny. Soon, you'll realize that what you thought would destroy you was actually the chariot carrying your blessing. The thunder that frightened you was heaven's applause, celebrating your endurance. The rain that drenched you was divine baptism, washing away fear and doubt. Hold this truth close. Storms never leave empty-handed. They deliver growth, wisdom, humility, and depth. And when the skies finally clear, you'll stand stronger than before, glowing, grounded, and grateful. The same waves that once terrified you will now testify for you. So breathe in the calm after the chaos. Feel heaven's hush as it settles around your spirit. You've made it through the tempest. The divine surprise survived the wind, and so did you. From this moment on, let gratitude be your compass and giving be your song. Because storms do not come to destroy chosen ones, they come to prove that even the wind obeys their destiny. Chosen one. Heaven is speaking softly now, not through thunder but through stillness. You have passed through storms and silence, and now you stand at the threshold of something sacred. This is the moment to receive the seal, the divine mark of alignment that declares, "This one belongs to God." The spiritual realm has recognized your endurance. The tests have proven your loyalty. Now heaven is not only sending blessings toward you, but establishing identity within you. The seal is more than a symbol. It is the signature of divine ownership, proof that your spirit is under heaven's jurisdiction. This is what separates you from those who chase the light without understanding it. You are not simply aware of God, you are marked by Him. The mark cannot be faked, bought, or borrowed. It is burned onto your soul by obedience and faith. This moment is holy. The Father leans close and whispers, "You have carried what I asked you to carry. Now receive what I promised to give." That whisper alone carries more power than the shouts of the world. When heaven seals you, no curse, no criticism, no betrayal can remove it. Even the forces of darkness recognize the mark and tremble, for they know the name written upon your heart, Chosen One. This seal is the reason some people cannot treat you casually anymore. You have outgrown spiritual mediocrity. The mark sets boundaries around your life. Certain paths are now closed because they no longer match your anointing. The conversations that used to entertain you now sound empty. The desires that once ruled you now fade. This is transformation from within. Heaven is confirming your authority. Just as a king's signet ring stamped decrees with unbreakable power, so your prayers now carry weight in the invisible realm. What you bind in faith will remain bound. What you release in compassion will flow freely. The seal does not make you proud, it makes you purposeful. You no longer act out of fear. You move from divine instruction. The apostle reminds us in his second letter to the Corinthians, chapter 1, verse 22. He has set his seal of ownership on us and put his spirit in our hearts as a deposit, guaranteeing what is to come. Chosen one, this sealing moment demands reverence. Imagine molten gold being pressed into wax. There is heat, pressure, and then permanence. That is how God marks his chosen. The trials were the heat. The loneliness was the pressure. But now comes the permanence. What once broke you has now branded you with divine authority. You are sealed for the new season. This is the reason heaven instructed you to be still before acting. The seal cannot land on restless hearts. It descends upon those who have learned to trust even when sight failed. Because you chose faith over fear, you are now authorized to carry what others only dream of. The angels have taken note. Your name has been updated in the registry of the righteous, not merely as a believer, but as a bearer of divine assignments. Take a quiet moment right now. Feel that sacred weight on your shoulders. It is not burden, it is mantle. The seal signifies inheritance. Everything that belongs to the kingdom now finds its way to you. Peace that passes understanding. Provision that comes without striving. Wisdom that silences confusion. Love that heals what years could not. You have been sealed for manifestation. This is not the time to doubt or delay. Heaven's ink is still warm on your destiny. The next words you speak, the next choices you make, will carry prophetic significance. Move slowly, but move surely. Every step forward is a divine signature reaffirmed. And now, as a symbolic act of agreement, heaven invites you to respond with faith. Comment the number 444 below. This is not superstition, it is symbolism. The 444 represents divine order and angelic alignment. When you type it, you're not performing a ritual, you are declaring, "My life is in order, my steps are aligned, my seal is secure." Chosen one. This number will echo as a reminder that the chaos has ended and structure has begun. Every time you see 4444, let it remind you that God's architecture is flawless and you are part of that design. You are not lost in the crowd, you are engraved in His plan. So breathe deeply and receive it. The seal is yours. The mark of heaven rests upon you now, glowing unseen but undeniable. You are no longer merely waiting for blessing. You have become the vessel through which blessing flows. The world may not understand it, but heaven does. You have been approved, appointed, and anointed. Chosen one. What you once believed was over is stirring again. The chapter you buried, the door you closed, the dream you released with trembling hands, God has returned to it. You thought the ashes were final, but heaven never buries what it intends to resurrect. The hidden door is opening, not with noise or ceremony, but with the quiet certainty of divine timing. For months, even years, you carried the weight of something unfinished. You said, "It's done. I've moved on." Yet some small ember of faith refused to die. That ember was heaven's bookmark, holding the place where your story paused now. As the winds of destiny shift, God breathes on that ember and it ignites again. What you thought was rejection was actually redirection. The closed door did not mean denial, it meant preservation. God hid the opportunity until you could handle it. He concealed what was meant for you so that immaturity, fear, or wrong company would not corrupt it. The door you are approaching now is familiar yet entirely new. You've changed, and because you've changed, the door responds differently. You will notice that the handle does not resist your touch anymore. The prayers that once felt heavy now flow effortlessly. The path that once intimidated you now feels like home. That is the proof that heaven has reopened the door. We are reminded through the book of Revelation, chapter 3, verse 8. See, I have placed before you an open door that no one can shut. I know that you have little strength, yet you have kept my word and have not denied my name. This verse is not history, it is happening. God acknowledges the seasons where you had little strength. You endured when faith felt fragile. You stayed obedient when understanding was absent. And now, He honors that faithfulness by opening the hidden door. No man, no system, no circumstance can close it, because the key belongs to the King. Chosen one. When heaven opens a door, it does not creak or rattle, it glides. It moves with ease because it's aligned with destiny. You will not have to force it, negotiate it, or prove yourself for it. Divine doors respond to divine timing, not human effort. This door has your name carved into it by the hand of eternity. Do not fear the unfamiliar beyond it. The landscape may look different, but your spirit has been trained for it. Every past experience, every tear, every late-night prayer prepared you for the territory on the other side. God does not waste your preparation. The strength you built in waiting will sustain you in walking. The hidden door opens quietly, because heaven's greatest miracles rarely announce themselves with noise. They slip into your life disguised as peace. Suddenly, things begin to align: emails, calls, ideas, reconciliations. What seemed dormant now breathes again. You may even find that something you once released returns unexpectedly, stronger and purer. That is not coincidence. It is redemption. You are stepping into the realm of restoration, where what was lost is not merely returned, but multiplied. This door is not an echo of your past, it is a bridge to your future. The same God who allowed it to close is the one reopening it, and He does not repeat history. He redeems it. Walk through with humility, but also with confidence. You have earned the right to stand here. The waiting was your training ground. The silence was your certification. You carry the authority of one who has survived wilderness and emerged with wisdom. Do not apologize for how far you've come. Every scar on your soul has become a key that fits this new lock. Chosen one, remember, when God reopens something, He does not restore it to its old condition, He renews it. The relationship that returns will come healed. The opportunity that reappears will come refined. The dream that revives will come resurrected. What comes back now carries the fingerprint of glory, not the scent of grief. Take one quiet step forward in your spirit. The threshold glows with promise. On the other side lies everything you once believed was gone. The door has been hidden in plain sight, waiting for your maturity to match its mystery. And now, heaven smiles because you are ready. The latch clicks open, the air shifts, and destiny whispers, "Welcome back, chosen one." You may have noticed that as the light within you grows, the resistance around you intensifies. The more heaven advances its plans in your life, the more darkness becomes unsettled. This is not imagination, it is recognition. The enemy does not war against the ordinary. He wages battle against what carries divine potential. You are not under attack because you are weak. You are under attack because you are strategic. The enemy's last panic has begun. The closer your promise comes to manifestation, the louder fear tries to speak. Confusion rises, distractions multiply, and suddenly, everything feels unstable again. But listen closely. Panic is the enemy's confession of defeat. When darkness trembles, it is not power, it is panic disguised as presence. This pressure you feel is not punishment, it is confirmation. Hell has read the calendar and knows your breakthrough is near. The spirits that once ignored you now recognize your authority. They scramble to create diversions, hoping you'll lose focus just as heaven prepares to crown you. Do not be deceived. The moment you sense chaos rising, it is often because clarity is seconds away. The ancient words recorded in the book of Exodus, chapter 14, verse 14. Still echo today, the Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still. Stillness is your strategy now. The enemy thrives on reaction, he feeds on your fear. But silence and faith starve his influence. The stillness God calls for is not passive. It is powerful. It is the stillness of a lion before the leap, of a storm before the strike. When you refuse to be shaken, you confuse darkness. Chosen one, recognize the tactics. They often come dressed as ordinary frustration, misunderstandings, sudden exhaustion, old temptations reappearing. The goal is not to destroy you, but to distract you. If the enemy can pull your attention from the divine flow, he doesn't need to take your blessing. He only needs to make you doubt it. But you have matured. You now discern the difference between disruption and destiny. What once triggered anxiety now triggers intercession. You no longer chase explanations. You choose presence. Every attempt to unsettle you becomes another testimony that you are near fulfillment. The battle is not proof of abandonment, it is evidence of importance. Remember how the sea raged before Israel's deliverance. That final surge of chaos always precedes divine opening. The same pattern repeats now. Every trembling, every opposition, every strange delay. It's the enemy's last attempt to stop what can no longer be stopped. The door of promise has already been opened in heaven. Earth is simply catching up. This is why the pressure feels personal. It is. The darkness that once tolerated your silence cannot handle your awakening. Your light exposes hidden structures. Your voice breaks invisible barriers. The very atmosphere shifts when you speak in alignment with truth. That's why you feel resistance in the unseen. It's the sound of chains snapping. Chosen one, do not mistake exhaustion for defeat. When a runner nears the finish line, their muscles burn the most. It's not weakness, it's completion. You are in that final stretch. Heaven is cheering even when earth seems silent. The fatigue you feel is not failure, it's the body adjusting to new levels of glory. And though the battle seems invisible, its effects are real. You may notice sudden waves of emotion, strange heaviness, or unexplained spiritual fatigue. These are signs that the old atmosphere is breaking apart. Breathe through it. Pray through it. It cannot last. The enemy cannot sustain panic forever. His energy burns out in the presence of endurance. For every weapon formed against you, there is an angel assigned beside you. You are never unguarded. When you sleep, heaven watches. When you speak truth, heaven amplifies it. When you stand firm, heaven advances. Your name is written in divine defense. No darkness can erase it. Soon, the attacks will cease not because the enemy surrendered, but because he recognized the futility of resistance. You are shielded by covenant. You have stepped beyond the reach of sabotage. Every arrow now returns to its sender. Every curse now turns to blessing. The panic fades, the shadows recoil, and you stand, calm and radiant, in the center of a storm that can no longer touch you. The noise ends where your authority begins. Chosen one, let peace be your proof. Heaven's quiet confidence is your armor. You do not fight for victory, you fight from it. The battle was already decided before you even stepped onto the field. And now, as light expands within you, the enemy's last panic dissolves into silence. What was once warfare becomes worship. What was once resistance becomes revelation. You remain unmoved, unbent, and unbreakable. Chosen one, after the storm, after the silence, after the unseen battles fought in secret, something begins to stir deep within you, a voice not loud, but unmistakable. It is the whisper of the Spirit, steady and sure, cutting through the noise of the world. It does not shout over chaos, it commands peace within it. This is the voice within the divine frequency that has been guiding you all along. You have spent seasons searching for signs, waiting for confirmation through circumstances or people. But heaven is saying the confirmation is already in you. The same Spirit that spoke to the prophets, that comforted the apostles, that resurrected the Son, now lives inside your chest. The voice that once seemed distant is your companion, your counselor, your compass. Chosen one, you must learn to distinguish between the noise of fear and the voice of faith. Fear is frantic, it rushes, demands, and condemns. But the voice of the Spirit is calm, sure, and deeply personal. It calls you by name, reminds you of peace, and pulls you back to alignment. Many have ignored this voice and drifted into confusion, but not you. You are learning to listen, and that listening is becoming your weapon. Scripture says in the Gospel of John, chapter 10, verse 27, "My sheep hear my voice, and I know them, and they follow me." Those words define your current season. You are not lost. You are being led. The shepherd knows your path even when you do not. You are walking through corridors of divine conversation, where every step forward is a response to heaven's guidance. The voice within does not need volume to have authority, it carries eternity's tone. Chosen one, pause and think, how many times did you feel something nudge you to wait, to turn, to let go? That was not intuition, that was instruction. The Spirit has been tutoring you quietly, teaching you to trust the whisper over the wind. God never wanted you to depend on constant external proof. He wanted to build internal partnership. You are being trained to live from revelation, not reaction. The Spirit speaks not only to direct but to shape you. Sometimes He will tell you to speak when silence feels safer, or to stay silent when words would win you applause. The voice within is less about convenience and more about consecration. This is how heaven produces maturity through the dialogue of obedience. The whisper you follow becomes the world you inherit. Those who listen carefully walk in peace even when chaos surrounds them. Those who rush without discernment build noise instead of legacy. You, chosen one, have chosen to listen. And because of that, your steps now carry accuracy. You will begin to notice divine timing unfolding like clockwork. You'll speak a truth right before someone needed it. You'll move left when danger hides on the right. This is what it means to walk with the Spirit. You are no longer guessing, you are guided. Still, the enemy will try to counterfeit that voice with confusion. He will whisper fear and disguise it as caution, whisper pride and disguise it as confidence. But the difference is peace. The real voice never leaves residue of fear. It leaves assurance. It may challenge you, but it will never condemn you. Chosen one, the time has come to respond. Heaven does not speak idly. Every whisper is an invitation to action. Every instruction, even the smallest one, carries eternal consequence. When the voice says, "Forgive," do it quickly. When it says, "Wait," do not rush. When it says, "Go," move boldly. Every act of obedience tunes your soul closer to heaven's harmony. Now, as a prophetic act of agreement, type these words below: Speak, Lord. When you write it, you are not performing a ritual, you are opening a dialogue. You are saying, "I am ready to hear clearly." You are granting heaven access to guide your decisions, shape your responses, and renew your thoughts. This is not a call for more noise, it's a commitment to deeper listening. Heaven responds to hearts that are willing. When you say, "Speak, Lord," you're inviting the same voice that calmed the seas to calm your spirit. You're saying, "I trust your timing more than my understanding." Those 3 words unlock guidance that no prophet or mentor could ever replace. Chosen one, the voice within is your lifelong companion. You will never again wander aimlessly. The same Spirit that hovered over creation now hovers over your path. Your assignment is simple: stay attuned. When you follow that voice, storms will bow, confusion will clear, and peace will become your atmosphere. And as you listen, heaven will not only speak to you, it will speak through you. Your words will begin to carry healing, clarity, and comfort to others lost in their own noise. You will become a living echo of divine truth. Chosen one, now heaven begins to dress you for the crown. The season of refinement is here not to break you, but to polish what is already precious. God is not merely handing you the promise, He is preparing you to wear it. You cannot carry royal authority with unhealed wounds or lead others while still chained to yesterday's fears. That is why the refining has felt relentless. It is heaven's tailoring room. The process of preparation is like fire meeting gold. The flame does not destroy the metal, it purifies it. The heat removes what cannot endure eternity's weight. Each trial, each correction, each surrender has been a stitch in the garment of your purpose. You are not being stripped, you are being fitted. As was written in the book of Zechariah, chapter 13, verse 9, "I will refine them like silver and test them like gold. They will call on my name and I will answer them. I will say, 'They are my people,' and they will say, 'The Lord is our God.'" Chosen one, you are living that verse. The refining has identified you as His. He calls you not a servant but a steward, one who manages divine things with care. What God is giving you now requires stability, humility, and vision. The crown you're about to receive is not for decoration, it's for responsibility. This is why the path has narrowed. God trims excess before elevation. Like a gardener pruning branches, he cuts not to punish, but to make room for greater fruit. You've been learning the rhythm of surrender, when to release, when to rest, when to rise. That rhythm will sustain you as doors open faster than ever before. Preparation is often misunderstood. It looks like delay to outsiders, but in truth it is acceleration disguised as patience. God slows you down only to build foundation under your feet. You cannot rush divine architecture. Every stone in your future palace is being set with precision. The delay is the craftsmanship of eternity. Chosen one, think of yourself as a vessel on a potter's wheel. Every spin, every pressure point, every reshaping was intentional. The potter never leaves the clay alone. Even when you felt abandoned, his hands were on you, steady, shaping, smoothing, strengthening. The cracks you once despised have become the design through which glory will shine. Now, as the shaping completes, heaven adorns you with the crown of stewardship. The weight of it will feel unfamiliar at first. Glory has its gravity, but you will grow into it, just as a tree grows into its own branches. And when others see your light, they won't understand how you endured so much and still glowed so brightly. That's because they never saw the fire that formed the glow. This moment, chosen one, is sacred, but it is also communal. What God is pouring into you is meant to overflow. That's why these words reach you not only to fill you, but to empower you to fill others. When you like this message, you lift the flame higher. When you share, you pass the torch to another soul wandering through darkness. And when you subscribe, you stay connected to the current of encouragement that heaven keeps flowing through this space. It's not about numbers, it's about nurturing. Each click is a way of saying, keep the oil burning. Some of you feel stirred to donate, to sow into this river that has watered your spirit. Give as you feel led, not from pressure, but from gratitude. Just as rivers feed the earth that feeds them back, your generosity keeps this well flowing. You are not funding a person, you are fueling a purpose. Every act of support, every comment, every share, every seed is a way of saying to heaven, I believe in what you're doing here. It becomes a testimony written in invisible ink, seen only by the eyes of angels. Chosen one. Imagine this community as a constellation. Each star, each person, each light contributes to the beauty of the sky. Your small light, joined with others, forms patterns of hope across the night. When you connect, when you engage, when you give, you are shaping galaxies of grace that guide others home. You are not simply receiving this message, you are becoming it. You are the living sermon, the embodied prophecy. Every like is a spark, every share a seed, every offering a flame that keeps divine words reaching hearts still waiting in the dark. Lift your chin, crowned one. The refining has ended. The crown fits now. You are ready not for comfort, but for calling. Heaven is smiling, and the potter's hands have released the vessel. Shine without apology. Rule with mercy. Give with open hands. The crown is not a trophy, it is a torch. Carry it well. Chosen one. The air feels charged now, as if something invisible is counting down. You can sense it in your spirit, like a clock ticking softly behind the veil. It is not anxiety, it is anticipation. The prophetic countdown has begun. The timing of heaven is converging with the rhythm of your obedience. Every act of faith has been marking time, each prayer becoming a step closer to manifestation. The countdown is not measured in hours, but in alignments. When heaven prepares to release fulfillment, it synchronizes moments, people, and emotions into divine sequence. You may have noticed strange coincidences lately: repeated numbers, dreams that echo each other, conversations that feel rehearsed by heaven itself. These are not random. They are signals from eternity, whispering that your appointed time is approaching. Prophetic time is unlike human time. It does not move in circles, it moves in spirals. Each season may seem similar to the last, but you are always ascending. What looks like repetition is actually refinement. You return to familiar lessons not because you failed them, but because you are mastering them on higher levels. The countdown is confirmation that completion is near. The voice of God thundered in the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time. Though it lingers, wait for it. It will surely come. It will not delay. Chosen one, your vision has not expired. It has been ripening. Like fruit hidden behind leaves, your promise has been maturing in silence. God never denies what He has designed. He only waits until the appointed time ensures its protection. If the blessing came too soon, it would have been mishandled by you or by those around you. Now, heaven says the fruit is ripe. The prophetic clock has reached its final seconds. Listen closely. The countdown is not something to fear. It is the sound of fulfillment approaching, the rhythm of divine footsteps drawing near. Heaven does not rush, but neither does it stall. Everything is moving with exquisite precision. The things that once felt distant will soon stand in front of you. What you prayed for in tears will appear in joy. You have entered the realm of divine inevitability. It means what was promised can no longer be postponed. The waiting season taught you endurance. Now the manifestation season will teach you gratitude. Every delay that once frustrated you will soon make sense. You will see why God had to rearrange the path before letting you walk it. Chosen one, notice how your spirit has been changing. You are calmer now, more centered. You no longer chase signs, you interpret them. You have learned to rest in trust. And that rest is what activates release. When the soul stops striving, heaven starts sending, and that is the mystery of divine timing. Stillness is acceleration in disguise. The countdown also brings clarity. People who were once essential may begin to fade. Projects that once consumed you may lose their grip. This is not loss, it's alignment. As heaven narrows your focus, distractions fall away naturally. Every countdown has a clearing phase, where only what's necessary remains. You are being positioned in precision. Even the small decisions, what you read, where you go, whom you speak with, are now orchestrated. You will begin to sense divine nudges guiding your daily steps. It may feel subtle, but the impact will be immense. The smallest obedience will open the largest gates. Chosen one. There is beauty in the tension of waiting and moving at once, like a bow being drawn before release. You are stretched but not broken. That stretch is power gathering. Heaven is drawing you back only to launch you farther than you ever imagined. The pressure you feel is not the end, it's propulsion. When the countdown reaches 0, it will not be with noise but with knowing. Suddenly, you'll realize you've crossed into fulfillment without fanfare. The transition will feel seamless. What was once prayed for will become ordinary, because you'll be living inside the miracle. That's how heaven works, quietly but completely. Chosen one, stand tall in these final moments of preparation. Do not rush the last seconds, they carry sacred importance. Every tick of the divine clock refines one more detail, perfects one more connection, polishes one more facet of your promise. When the final second strikes, heaven will not only deliver your breakthrough, it will deliver you into the identity that breakthrough requires. The countdown continues. Steady and certain, Heaven is aligning, earth is responding, and your heart is ready. The next sound you hear may be the gentle click of destiny unlocking before your eyes. Chosen one. Heaven now asks the most vital question: can you believe before you see? You have walked through preparation, storms, silence, and the countdown now comes, the faith transaction. Every divine promise requires this moment of exchange, where belief becomes the currency and trust becomes the receipt. Heaven has already sent the blessing. Now faith must sign for delivery. Faith is not a concept, it is spiritual substance. It is invisible ink on heaven's contract, sealing the unseen into the seen. When you believe, you activate what already exists in the invisible realm. The spiritual economy does not function by sight, effort, or intellect. It functions by faith. That is why, at this stage, heaven asks not for labor but for confidence. You see, chosen one, most people wait for proof before believing, but you have been called to believe before proof appears. That's what separates the chosen from the crowd. The world says, "Show me, and I'll believe." Heaven says, "Believe, and I'll show you." The order matters. Your faith builds the bridge that your miracle walks across, as was spoken in the sacred texts of Hebrews chapter 11, verse 1. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. That verse is your transaction receipt. Hope is the request, faith is the payment, and manifestation is the delivery. The system is divine and unchanging. The moment you release belief from your spirit, heaven begins to respond with movement. The invisible starts to arrange itself around your expectation. Chosen one. Faith is not emotion. It does not depend on how you feel. It depends on what you know. When doubt knocks, faith answers the door with assurance. You are not waiting for a sign, you are the sign. The fact that you still believe after everything you've endured is proof that your faith is alive. Understand this: when you speak words of faith, heaven hears them as instructions. Angels move at the sound of conviction. Every time you declare, "I believe," you are not merely speaking, you are constructing realities. The architecture of your future is drawn by the language of your belief. The faith transaction requires one more act: release. You must let go of control. The moment you stop trying to manage the timing or the method, the miracle gains permission to manifest. Faith doesn't demand details, it delights in trust. God never asks you to understand His process, only to trust His promise. Chosen one. Remember how Abraham waited without seeing, how Joseph trusted in prison, how Mary said yes before knowing how. Faith made them pioneers of promise. Now that same faith courses through you. You are the continuation of their legacy. Heaven writes your name in the lineage of those who believed the unbelievable. Your faith is your signature. It's the yes heaven needs to finalize what has already been prepared. Do not doubt in this hour. You are closer to manifestation than your senses can comprehend. The silence you feel is not absence. It's the sound of heaven's gears turning on your behalf. When you choose faith, you choose freedom. Anxiety loosens its grip, fear loses its voice, and the unknown becomes sacred instead of scary. You begin to rest, not because everything is perfect, but because you finally understand that it's handled. That is the peace that passes understanding, the calm that confusion cannot explain. And now, chosen one, it's time to seal this transaction. Heaven invites you to make a prophetic declaration of belief. Type the number 555 below. This number is symbolic. It represents divine grace multiplied. A triple confirmation that heaven's favor surrounds you. When you comment it, you are not performing a ritual. You are participating in a revelation. You are saying, I choose to believe even when I can't yet see. You are signing your name on the contract of faith, agreeing that the unseen will soon become undeniable. As you write that number, imagine heaven's archives recording it as your declaration day, the moment you decided to stop wavering and start walking by trust. The angels record it not as digits, but as devotion. Chosen one, faith is not about predicting outcomes, it's about trusting the source. You may not know how God will do it, but you know He will. That certainty alone is enough to trigger the miracle. When faith moves, mountains obey. You are stepping into the realm where belief becomes manifestation. The exchange is complete. Heaven has released, and you have received. The divine surprise you once hoped for is now assigned to your atmosphere. Every doubt dissolves in the glow of this truth you believed, therefore you will see. Chosen one. When heaven moves, it often does so suddenly. There is no gradual buildup, no visible warning. The shift happens like dawn, one moment darkness, the next moment light spilling over everything. You wake up and realize the season has changed. This is the sudden shift. The divine surprise you believed for in faith is no longer approaching. It is here. It happens quietly, almost humbly, like a seed breaking the soil. You will notice it first in small details, an unexpected call, a conversation that feels guided, a door opening that once refused to move. These moments are not random. They are the visible ripples of an invisible movement. God has declared now, and creation is obeying. This shift is not the product of luck, talent, or timing. It is the manifestation of the divine equation you have been walking through: faith plus obedience multiplied by grace. Every tear, every surrender, every midnight prayer has added weight to this moment. The scale of heaven has tipped, and favor is pouring. The Spirit spoke through the prophet Isaiah, chapter 60, verse 22. When the time is right, I, the Lord, will make it happen. That verse lives in your atmosphere now. The time is right. The alignment is complete. What once resisted you must now release you. The obstacles that once looked immovable crumble like sand because the appointed hour overrides every earthly rule. Heaven's decree rewrites your reality. Chosen one. The shift does not arrive to impress, it arrives to transform. The things that once defined limitation will now become landmarks of testimony. Where there was scarcity, abundance will flow. Where there was confusion, clarity will stand. Where there was rejection, recognition will arise. The divine surprise moves with precision. It restores exactly what was stolen and multiplies it as compensation. This sudden shift can feel overwhelming, even holy in its pace. You will realize how perfectly everything fits together: the timing of people returning, the sudden inspiration that solves a long-standing problem, the divine coincidences that could only be orchestrated by God Himself. Heaven's handwriting becomes legible everywhere you look. But remember this truth: the suddenness of the shift does not mean the foundation is fragile. What comes quickly has been building silently for years. The roots of your breakthrough were growing long before you ever prayed for them. That's why this blessing will endure. It has depth. There is divine logic in every leap. You may not understand how you got here, but your spirit will recognize that you were always meant to be here. Destiny never rushes. It only reveals. The moment feels sudden to you, but to heaven it's simply on schedule. Chosen one. The pace of grace can feel intense. Opportunities will open simultaneously. You may have to make quick choices, but even those choices will feel guided. You'll sense peace confirming your steps. Don't let anxiety misinterpret acceleration. This is not chaos, it's culmination. The winds that once opposed you now propel you forward. This is also the moment when humility becomes vital. Sudden favor can attract sudden attention. Not everyone will understand your rise. Some will question how it happened so fast. But you must remember, it wasn't fast. It was faithful. What they call sudden was actually sacred patience finally made visible. The shift is not about status, it's about stewardship. God lifts you so that His glory becomes evident through you. Every platform, every resource, every open door is a tool for testimony. Use it wisely, speak with grace, lead with mercy. The same God who lifted you will sustain you as long as your heart remains anchored in gratitude. And when you pause to reflect, you'll see the beauty of God's pattern. Every no you once cried over was necessary to protect this yes. Every delay was shielding this timing. Every closed door was saving this entrance. The shift did not come late, it came perfect. So breathe deeply. Chosen one, this is not a dream, it is divine reality unfolding. Heaven has tilted the scales in your favor. The currents that once carried resistance now carry reward. What felt unreachable now rests gently in your hands. You will wake up each day in quiet awe, realizing that what used to be prayer requests have become your daily life. You won't even notice the exact moment it changed, only that peace has replaced panic, clarity has replaced confusion, and fulfillment has replaced longing. The sudden shift is the sound of promises keeping themselves. The waiting is over. The clock of prophecy has struck completion. And you, patient, faithful, resilient, you stand at the center of it all. Proof that divine surprises always arrive right on time. Chosen one. There is a sacred hush that follows the shift, a holy stillness that feels almost unreal. After seasons of struggle, noise, and endurance, you find yourself standing in a peace so deep that it feels foreign. The world around you hasn't completely changed, but you have. The divine surprise has moved from promise to presence, and now all eyes turn toward you. This is the public revelation. The moment arrives quietly but carries weight. What was hidden in the secret place now stands under heaven's spotlight. The long nights that no one witnessed, the prayers that soaked your pillow, the obedience that went unnoticed, all of it begins to bloom in full view. What was private pain transforms into public promotion. Heaven never exposes without intention. It reveals so that testimony can take root. You have become living evidence that God's word does not return void. Every victory now speaks louder than your voice. People who once overlooked you now pause. Some are drawn to the light, others are confused by it, but you will not need to explain yourself. Divine revelation speaks its own language, it manifests. And manifestation is the loudest sermon of all. We are reminded through the words of Jesus in the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 14. You are the light of the world. A city set on a hill cannot be hidden. This verse now beats like a pulse through your life. You have become that city, the elevated one, visible not for pride but for purpose. The light within you refuses to be dimmed because it was never meant for secrecy. The season of concealment has ended. You are the living embodiment of fulfilled prophecy. Chosen one. Understand that revelation is responsibility. The spotlight does not exist to glorify you, but to glorify the one who carried you. When people see your success, your restoration, your peace, they are not meant to idolize you. They are meant to inquire about your source. Every blessing becomes a bridge leading others back to Him. Your life now preaches without words. The way you forgive after betrayal, the calm you maintain in chaos, the humility you show in honor. These are the sermons heaven writes through your actions. You have become a walking altar, carrying the fragrance of redemption wherever you go. People may not know your story, but they will feel your strength, and that strength will awaken faith in them. There will be some who struggle to accept your elevation. Familiarity makes it hard for them to see the transformation. They remember your past version and try to measure your present by it. But you must not shrink to make them comfortable. The same grace that transformed you can transform them. But you are not called to remain in the shadows to soothe their disbelief. Hold your light steady, chosen one. The lamp does not apologize for shining. It simply illuminates. You are not flaunting your success, you are fulfilling prophecy. Heaven is using your visibility to validate divine timing. Every open door, every opportunity, every recognition is another echo of heaven's yes. Still, remember the rhythm of humility. Greatness rooted in gratitude becomes grace. Greatness without gratitude becomes gravity, pulling you down. Stay anchored in the awareness that all of this came from above. The same hand that lifted you can sustain you. Let thankfulness guard your heart like armor. Chosen one, there is also an unspoken loneliness in revelation. When God elevates you, the air becomes thinner, fewer voices can join you there. Some will misinterpret your focus as distance, but it is simply the solitude of stewardship. You are learning to balance visibility with intimacy, activity with stillness. The higher the platform, the deeper the prayer life must go. In this new atmosphere, learn to move quietly even when seen publicly. The greatest strength is not in volume but in presence. When you walk into rooms now, heaven walks in with you. Let that awareness shape your speech, your choices, your posture. You carry divine representation, and every encounter becomes an opportunity for light to multiply. The public revelation is not your destination, it is your commissioning. God did not raise you to display glory, He raised you to distribute it. Your influence is an instrument. Every conversation, every connection, every creative act becomes a way for heaven to reach hearts that would never step into a sanctuary. You are the sanctuary now. So stand tall, but bow often. Shine brightly, but stay surrendered. The world sees your crown, but heaven watches your heart. Continue walking with the same reverence that sustained you when no one was watching. The same God who revealed you will continue to refine you. Chosen one, the revelation has begun. Your name carries weight not because of fame, but because it carries faith. You are the city on the hill, visible, radiant and holy. And through your light, many will find their way home. Chosen one, when revelation ripens, heaven never allows it to remain contained. What you have received is too abundant for one life alone. The overflow has begun. This is the mantle of multiplication, the stage where what God did in you becomes what He will do through you. The blessing that once restored you is now seed in your hands, meant to birth life in others. The divine surprise was never meant to end with you. You were the soil, the vessel, the incubator. Now, you become the distributor of grace. What began as your personal miracle becomes a movement. The same hand that lifted you now invites you to lift others. It's the law of kingdom expansion. Everything multiplied starts with surrender. We are reminded through the sacred words in the Gospel of Luke, chapter 6, verse 38. Give alms it, and it will be given to you. A good measure, pressed down, shaken together and running over, will be poured into your lap. For with the measure you use, it will be measured to you. This scripture is not merely a principle of generosity. It's a blueprint for divine economy. The more you pour, the more heaven refills. God trusts open hands more than clenched fists. Every act of giving, whether love, wisdom, kindness, or resources, creates ripples that echo into eternity. You are being entrusted now with the holy assignment of multiplication. Chosen one, imagine yourself as a river. Rivers never drink their own water, yet they never run dry because they are always in motion. The moment they stop flowing, they stagnate. Your purpose works the same way. You must release to remain alive. The peace that healed you must now flow through your words to someone still drowning. The abundance that found you must become provision for another soul who has forgotten hope. And when you share what you've received, the blessing does not diminish, it expands. Every testimony you tell is a seed that grows in another heart. Every kind word becomes a bridge between heaven and earth. When you give, you are not losing. You are transferring light. This is why these messages reach you, not as mere words, but as a living stream of grace. When you like this message, it's like adding another pebble to the riverbed, helping the current reach farther, flow stronger, carry more life. When you share, you extend the shoreline, allowing those wandering in deserts of despair to finally hear the sound of running water again. And when you subscribe, you are not joining a platform. You are anchoring yourself to a spiritual well. You remain close to the source that keeps pouring revelation and encouragement into your spirit. It is how the divine dialogue continues. Some of you chosen ones feel that gentle tug on your heart to donate, to sow back into the river that has refreshed you. Do so not out of duty, but out of delight. Giving is not about losing what is yours, it's about returning what was borrowed from heaven in the first place. Every gift, no matter how small, is like tossing a seed into fertile soil. It doesn't disappear, it multiplies. Let your giving be poetic. Imagine each offering as a candle placed in the hands of God. He lights it, and suddenly the room that once held only your story begins to glow with countless others. Together, we create constellations of faith, each spark a testimony of gratitude, each light a reminder that generosity is the heartbeat of the divine. Chosen one, the world is thirsting for authenticity. People are not looking for perfection, they're looking for presence. When you interact, when you comment your reflections, your revelations, your simple amen, you are building community. Words typed in faith become like lanterns along the road, guiding strangers who might be walking the same path you once walked in darkness. You are now a multiplier of miracles. The mantle that rests upon you carries both blessing and responsibility. Every story you tell, every act of compassion you release, every moment you choose to sow rather than store it all expands the kingdom of light. Remember, multiplication does not happen through excess. It happens through obedience. The widow's oil multiplied when she poured it. The loaves expanded when they were given away. Heaven waits for motion before it releases more. As long as you keep pouring, the jars will keep filling. So let your life become an instrument of overflow. Be the river, the candle, the vessel. Give without hesitation, share without fear, and live as proof that what God gives is never meant to stop with one person. The divine surprise has matured into a divine mission. You are now both the miracle and the messenger. Heaven smiles upon your generosity, for it sees not just what you give, but how you give freely, joyfully, sincerely. Keep the current alive, chosen one. What you pour out today will return tomorrow, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. Chosen one, when the mantle settles and the river of generosity flows freely, something extraordinary begins to take shape within you. It is quiet, subtle, almost unnoticeable at first, but soon you realize you have changed. The weight that once pressed on your shoulders has transformed into wings. You no longer chase after signs and confirmations. because you have become one. This is the new identity. You are no longer merely a recipient of grace. You are now its embodiment. Heaven has rewritten your spiritual DNA. What was once fragile has become fortified. The insecurities that haunted you now look foreign, like old clothes you no longer fit into. The doubts that once clouded your mind dissolve when you speak, because your words now carry light. This new identity was not earned, it was awakened. It has always lived within you, hidden under layers of fear, pain, and human expectation. Every season you survived stripped away one of those layers until only truth remained. And the truth is this: you were never becoming something, you were always remembering who you already were in God's eyes. It is written in the book of Ephesians, chapter 2, verse 10. For we are his workmanship, created in Christ Jesus to do good works, which God prepared in advance for us to do. Chosen one. You are not an accident, not a reaction, not a correction. You are divine craftsmanship carefully sculpted by hands that knew your weaknesses and loved you anyway. Every detail of your being, from your voice to your vision, was formed with intention. Heaven did not make a mistake when it made you. You were designed as a living reflection of the Creator's excellence. Now, this identity begins to speak through your life without words. People sense peace when you enter a room, not because you announce it, but because you carry it. Your very presence disrupts confusion, the way sunlight silences shadows. That is the authority of the new identity. You don't have to prove it, you simply are it. But this transformation also brings a deeper stillness. The noise of striving has ended. You no longer feel the need to explain yourself or convince others. Your validation comes from heaven, and that is enough. What others misunderstand about you, heaven remembers correctly. You rest in that certainty like an anchor in calm waters. Chosen one. You will notice that this identity cannot coexist with old patterns. Certain habits will fall away, not because you force them to, but because they no longer fit your frequency. The conversations that once intrigued you will now feel heavy. The environments that used to attract you will now feel dim. It's not pride, it's purity. Heaven has upgraded your atmosphere. You begin to notice beauty in simplicity. Silence becomes sacred. You find God not only in fire and thunder, but in the ordinary, the morning light, a quiet breath, the laughter of others. You have become attuned to the divine heartbeat that pulses through creation. The line between the sacred and the mundane has blurred because your new identity perceives holiness everywhere. This transformation also refines how you love. Your compassion deepens. You stop expecting perfection from people because you see yourself through grace. You love without needing to be repaid. You give without seeking recognition. You forgive without demanding closure. The identity of heaven is love. And now that love flows through you effortlessly, chosen one. The world will feel this change before it understands it. Some will be drawn to you instinctively without knowing why. Others may distance themselves because your light exposes what they're not ready to face. Do not take either response personally. You are simply embodying truth, and truth always divides before it unites. As you walk forward, you'll sense that life itself begins to harmonize with you. Opportunities will find you, not because you chase them, but because they recognize their carrier. Creation responds to those who know who they are. Doors open for identity, not desperation. And now that you stand in the fullness of your design, everything aligns accordingly. Chosen one, you have become what heaven envisioned. You are the living testimony of transformation, the proof that what God starts, He completes. You have moved from praying for miracles to being one. The divine surprise has matured into divine nature. In this identity, you walk not as a survivor of past storms, But as a sculptor of future light, you no longer echo prayers, you become their answer. The same power that sustained you now radiates from within you, guiding others without words, teaching without teaching, loving without limit. Breathe in this truth: you are no longer searching for signs, you are the sign. You are heaven's fingerprint pressed upon the earth, a reminder to every wandering soul that God still transforms, still redeems, still breathes life into dust and calls it divine. Chosen one, the light within you has settled into calm brilliance now. No longer burning wildly, it glows with steady purpose. You have reached the final revelation, the eternal echo. The divine surprise you once waited for has unfolded, and what remains is not just blessing, but legacy. You finally understand that the true miracle was never the gift itself. It was the transformation of the giver. Heaven has finished what it began. At first, this realization feels almost tender, an ache mixed with awe. You remember where the journey started, the confusion, the cries, the moments you doubted you'd ever see light again. Yet here you stand, not broken, not bitter, but beautifully rebuilt. Everything that once felt like loss now glitters with meaning. Even pain has been redeemed. Each scar turned into scripture written on the surface of your soul. The apostle reminds us in his letter to the Philippians, chapter 1. Verse 6, being confident of this, that he who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion until the day of Christ Jesus. That verse is no longer theory, it is your lived reality. The good work is not a project of success or recognition. It is the refinement of your soul into the likeness of peace. What God began in secret, he has completed in sight. You are the echo of his consistency, the living continuation of his faithfulness. The eternal echo means that your story no longer ends with you. Everything you have endured, learned, and conquered becomes resonance, a vibration that continues in those who come after you. Your endurance inspires others to stand longer. Your healing gives permission for others to believe again. The echo of your yes to God reverberates through generations. Chosen one, heaven builds through echoes. Every act of obedience ripples outward, touching people you will never meet, shaping destinies you'll never see. The impact of your faith will continue long after your footsteps fade from the earth. This is the secret of legacy: not buildings, not accolades, but lives quietly transformed by the resonance of your love. The surprise, you now realize, was never a single event. It was the gradual unveiling of your divine identity. God never intended to hand you a moment. He intended to hand you yourself. Every prayer was answered not with a product, but with perspective. He didn't change the world around you until he changed the world within you. And that inner world, once marked by fear and striving, is now a sanctuary. You live from rest instead of reaching for it. Peace no longer visits, it dwells. You wake with gratitude instead of guilt. You no longer chase purpose. You embody it. The rhythm of heaven has become your natural heartbeat. Chosen one, this is what eternity sounds like, while still in time: contentment without complacency, movement without restlessness, faith without strain. You have entered divine ease, the state of being where obedience feels like breathing. Every step you take now harmonizes with divine design. You have become melody, not merely instrument. Look around you, creation responds differently now. The same sky that once seemed distant now feels close, as though it recognizes your awareness. You begin to see God in everything: the color of light on a wall, the kindness of a stranger, the laughter of those you love. Nothing feels ordinary anymore because everything has become infused with revelation. The eternal echo also carries responsibility. To live as an echo of heaven means to remain faithful even when no one is listening. It is to love when love is not returned, to forgive when forgiveness is not deserved, to continue shining when no one applauds. Echoes do not seek attention, they simply exist because sound once passed through them. You exist because glory passed through you. Chosen one, your journey has shifted from survival to significance. You no longer measure success by outcomes but by obedience. Your joy is quiet but unshakable. Your strength gentle but immovable. The transformation is complete, not because there will never be challenges again, but because now you know how to stand through them. And as you move forward, remember this: the echo never dies. Even when you are silent, heaven keeps speaking through the life you lived. The words you spoke in faith, the prayers whispered in the dark, the kindnesses no one saw, all of them continue, like ripples on eternal waters. You are not fading, you are reverberating. Your story does not end, it amplifies. Every heartbeat sends another pulse of divine remembrance into creation. The God who surprised you with mercy now surprises others through you. So rest, chosen one. The circle is complete. You began searching for a miracle. You became one. And now, as heaven's sound continues through your life, you realize the truth that changes everything. What God started was never temporary. It was eternal. And so are you. Chosen one, if these words have found a home in your spirit, let gratitude answer them. Heaven has finished speaking for now, but the echo remains in you. Carry it forward not only in thought, but in action. Let your light ripple outward. When you like this message, you are not just clicking a button, you are lighting another candle so this flame can travel farther. When you share, you extend the reach of comfort and revelation to someone standing where you once stood, waiting for a sign that God still moves. Your comments are more than reactions, they are testimonies. Each one is a declaration that you hear, you receive, and you are still walking in faith. And when you subscribe, you stay close to this flow of words that remind you who you are: chosen, called, and crowned. The divine surprise has done its work. It has awakened purpose. Now let the story live beyond you. Let your engagement be worship, your kindness be witness, and your life be the continuation of heaven's message. You are the chosen one. You are the light. You are the echo.